Tomlin called BS.
With Andrew Berry?
Yeah. All right. So he told Andrew Berry, Harvard, smart guy, GM, look, Andrew, ain't nobody trading a starting quarterback to the damn team in their same division in the same season unless something ain't right. Like, he called BS on that stuff for real. And I'm like, he made me think, I was like, yo, this is a real, we've been talking about Shedeur in a lot of ways, but this is the first time I'm thinking.
Nobody saw this coming. Not the fans, not the media, not even the Browns themselves. Mike Tomlin just blew the lid off one of the NFL's biggest hidden stories. And it all revolves around Shedeur Sanders. What he exposed didn't just shake the Browns. It flipped their entire quarterback room upside down. Cleveland fans are stunned because this wasn't gossip or rumor. This was Tomlin on live TV, calling out names and breaking every unspoken rule between coaches. The tension was obvious the moment he dropped the bomb about how Cleveland has been handling the Shedeur situation. Wild doesn't even begin to describe it. Andrew Berry thought he was playing chess while everyone else played checkers, keeping his master plan tucked away. But Tomlin dragged it straight into the spotlight. This mess traces all the way back to draft night. The shady trade moves, the mysterious bench decisions, the head coach who still won't even say Shedeur's name. When you put it all together, it starts looking like one of the dirtiest power plays in recent NFL history. Forced trades, quiet sabotage, and a locker room being manipulated like a deck of cards. What's happening in Cleveland isn't just messy. It's a full-blown scandal ready to explode. And when Mike Tomlin talks, people listen. Decades in the league, built on discipline and respect. He doesn't break the silent code.
To be honest, it was shocking to me. Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us, because it doesn't make sense to me to trade a quarterback that you think enough of to make your opening day starter to a division opponent that's hurting in that area. But that's just my personal.
Come on, that wasn't just feelings. That was Tomlin calling out the Browns in front of the entire football world, saying out loud what every player, reporter, and fan has been whispering. Something sketchy is going on in Cleveland, and Shedeur Sanders is right at the center of it. Have you ever seen a move like that? Trading your starter mid-season to a rival? Not McNabb, not Bledsoe. Those were aging vets moved in the off-season. This was a live-fire drill, completely unheard of. And Tomlin sniffed out the setup immediately.
Never seen, name it, you go. I only got 2 instances, and it never happened during the season, where someone who started at quarterback got traded to their rival.
Because here's the truth that's finally starting to leak out. This was never about Joe Flacco. That trade was nothing but a smokescreen. A distraction hiding the real war happening inside the building. A power struggle tearing the Browns apart from the top down. Right now, 3 people run Cleveland. Kevin Stefanski, the stubborn head coach, Andrew Berry, the Harvard GM with a God complex, and Jimmy Haslam, the owner who can't stop meddling. None of them agree on anything, and stuck in the middle is Shedeur Sanders, the one piece they can't control and the one they're most afraid of. Something big is brewing in Cleveland, and Tomlin just made sure the world saw it. It's obvious at this point that Kevin Stefanski does not want Shedeur. Watch any press conference and it's crystal clear. Ask him about Dillon Gabriel and Stefanski lights up, talking for minutes, breaking down every detail. But the second Shedeur's name comes up, he switches to short answers, generic lines, fake smiles, pure damage control. Meanwhile, Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam are all in on Shedeur, and there's a massive reason behind it. A $600 million stadium deal. The city needed hype, ticket sales, energy, and a headline player who could turn Cleveland from just another team into a national story. Not a chance. Rewind to draft night. The Browns originally planned to take Dillon Gabriel in round 3. They passed on Shedeur in the first because they didn't think he was worth the cost. But when round 5 rolled around, everything flipped. The stadium talks were heating up, the front office was desperate for attention, and suddenly Cleveland needed a name that could move the needle. That's when Berry and Haslam overruled Stefanski and drafted Shedeur Sanders. Not because Stefanski wanted him, but because the city needed him. The front office didn't care about scheme or fit. They cared about fame, revenue, and headlines built around Cleveland's future has arrived. Fast forward to the season. Joe Flacco starts week 1 fine, normal. But then mid-season they trade him to the Colts, a division rival. Why would any team do that? Because it wasn't about Flacco. It was a power play. Barry and Haslam knew Stefanski would never bench Dillon on his own. They knew he'd ride with his guy no matter what. So how do you force a stubborn coach's hand? Easy, you take away his safety net. As long as Flacco was around, Stefanski could bail out whenever Dillon struggled. But once Flacco was gone, he was cornered. No veteran, no plan B, just Dillon and Shedeur. And when Dillon kept putting up mid-numbers, not terrible but not good enough, the pressure started building fast. The fans grew restless, the front office was watching, and there was only one real option left. Play the kid. Let's be honest. Dillon could throw for 500 yards and barely trend. But Shedeur, he could hand the ball off all game and still have every camera locked on him. That's the difference between a player and a superstar. And Stefanski knows his biggest problem. Shedeur Sanders knows exactly who he is. He's confident, composed, and raised by a man who built his legacy on swagger and excellence. Deion Sanders. That mindset is in his blood. So when Cleveland told Shedeur to sit and learn, he didn't just nod and stay quiet. He pushed back respectfully but firmly, because he knows he's built for the moment. And Stefanski cannot stand that. Want proof? Look at the moment that broke the internet. Jalen Ramsey sacks Dillon Gabriel. Dillon gets up, glares toward the sideline, then points straight at Shedeur on national TV. That wasn't random, that was a message. Even Dillon knows this quarterback drama is hitting a breaking point. And the problem is, Dillon isn't helping himself. In his last game, he threw 52 passes, but only 3 went more than 10 yards. He finished with just 211 yards. That's not NFL offense, that's training wheels football. Stefanski is babying him with short throws, checkdowns, and safe reads just to make him look serviceable. A desperate move to justify keeping Shedeur on the bench.
I could be wrong on this stat, but I think it might have been 3 passes that were like over 10 yards.
Right.
It was something.
He only had 211 yards or something, so you're right.
Right. So they're not even calling plays really to get that ball down. I feel like they're babying him and they're coddling him because that's his guy. And I feel like he's trying to do everything in his power to justify why he has Gabriel in front of Shedeur. She's like, I'm trying to make you look good.
Right.
Just
you got to do
just
it.
do something. Like
Right.
I'm gonna make this game
Like
as easy for you as possible. Because did you see yesterday the clip? It came out yesterday with Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
So when he sacked Gabriel and then went to pointed at Stefanski and said, "Put Shedeur in."
Yeah.
The thing, even Stefanski is running out of time. Dillon has maybe 2 or 3 more games left to prove he's worth the faith. And when he doesn't deliver, the narrative will flip instantly. Headlines shift from patience to pressure, fans start chanting, media starts asking the hard questions, and the storyline becomes impossible to ignore. Cleveland needs a spark, and that's when Shedeur steps in and the entire story detonates. If he gets the call and goes 3-2, people will start believing. If he goes 4-1, the city will crown him. And if he goes 5-0, Cleveland will lose its mind. LeBron return level energy. Streets packed, jerseys selling out, the whole city breathing football again. People love to hate Shedeur for the chains, the swagger, the spotlight that follows him. But strip all that away and he's been handling this chaos like a true professional. He's dealing with a coach who won't say his name, a locker room split in half, and a fan base starving for hope, yet he's stayed calm, focused, and ready. That's not arrogance, that's belief. Cleveland has searched for a real franchise quarterback for decades. Trying rookies, veterans, rebuilds, experiments, and nothing has stuck. Now they finally have someone who could be special, but instead of unleashing him, they're hiding behind safe football. At some point you have to take the risk because if Shedeur is really that guy, then all this drama will have been worth it. But if they keep waiting, if they keep playing scared, they might let greatness slip away again. Tomlin already exposed the plan, and the world is watching. The real question is whether Shedeur's moment finally comes or whether the Browns fumble another golden chance. 2 moments sealed it for me. First, Deion Sanders dropped the line that shook the league. "All I know is he playing this year." He didn't say he hoped. He said it like a man who already got the call, like someone with insider information straight from inside the Browns building. Then came Jimmy Haslam's bombshell. I went to bed thinking we only had... He'll have to cave. And when that happens, that's when we finally see what Shedeur Sanders is really about. And my bet is he lights it up. Maybe he won't win every game, but the moment he takes over, everything changes. The energy, the offense, the hope. By season's end, everyone will know he's the guy. Sure, Cleveland might draft another quarterback next year, but at least they'll have answers instead of another year wasted on what if. That's Cleveland's biggest flaw. They fear the truth. They fear Dylan failing, but they fear Shedeur succeeding even more. They're terrified the spotlight will get too bright. But through all of it, Shedeur's handled himself like a pro. No tantrums, no leaks, no drama, no demands for a trade. In an era where one tweet can flip a franchise, he's been pure class. When his moment comes and he runs onto that field with the crowd erupting, the energy inside that stadium will flip instantly. Hope, fire, belief. Shedeur isn't just a player. He's a movement waiting to happen. And if the Browns let politics and pride block that, they'll regret it for decades. Cleveland has lived through heartbreak after heartbreak while every other team finds their guy. Now they finally have their spark. The only question is whether they let it burn or let Cleveland be Cleveland. When Shedeur gets his shot, does he deliver or disappoint? Now the truth is out. No more hiding, no more pretending this is business as usual. Tomlin's slip, Dion's confidence, and Haslam's own words ripped the mask off. Everyone knows something deeper has been brewing in Cleveland all along. The countdown has officially begun. In weeks, the entire NFL will find out whether Shedeur Sanders is the real deal or just another chapter in Cleveland's long story of heartbreak. The tension is boiling, the locker room is divided, the coach is under fire, and the rookie has been built for this moment since day one. When that debut comes, it won't just be a game. It'll be a statement. If Shedeur shines, everything shifts. The culture, the energy, the future. But if the front office stalls again, they'll be remembered as the team that held gold and let it slip away. This isn't just football. It's a fight for control, legacy, and truth. The fans feel it, the players sense it, and the league is waiting for the explosion. Cleveland's next chapter is coming, and it's going to shake the NFL to its core. This is Huddle Files, where football meets the truth behind the headlines. Don't just watch the game, understand the story. Subscribe, like, comment, and share because what's coming next